Good morning, everybody, and it's me here with a vlog, as I always am. But today, my topic is about my pagan study, which I don't normally talk about, but because I considered it kind of like one of those taboo things for a while, but now I'm just like, you know what? Nobody really cares anyways, so why not? So I decided a long time ago that I was going to do a personal study for my I don't know how to say it, for my pagan stuff. I get that was basically just the same thing I just said. Oh well. But anyways, let's move on. So I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I'm starting my pagan study with this book, which is the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. The reason why I'm starting with this book is because I decided that before I can get into doing other things, to own my craft and to be able to work with other people as well, like for example, before I can help other people with, like, say, a tarot reading or a rune reading or something like that, I have to be at my best, which I'd like to better myself before I continue on with my studies. So, with that said, this is the first book in my focus. And then there are several other books that I have, which are going to be a part of my pagan study. Oh dear. Which I actually have as a shitty bookshelf list that I made, kind of in relevance to the length of the book, which I got, like, the Sagas of the Icelanders, the Prose Edda, the Poetic Edda, and for mythology, and then Poetic Edda for hero, which is there's like 2 different versions of the Poetic Edda that I have. I don't know why, but they are. And then I've already read Saga of the Volsungs, which is on my list, and then there's also a book that's just Edda. So I got like 4 different versions of the Edda, which is like the Edda, the 2 Poetic Edda versions, and the Prose Edda. I don't know the difference of that, but that's the point of reading them, is so that I can find out that difference. And then, of course, the first book that is actually a part of my study is the 7 Habits book, which is all going to be recorded in this book here, which is for my pagan studies. And then, of course, I've got all these lovely notes here, which I decided that as I read everything, I'll be taking notes and all of that, just to kind of have something to refer to in the future. And then I've got several other books, which one of them is this book, which I've decided that I've read this book like 3 times now, and I've had this book for years. But a long time ago, I decided that I'd start working on psychic development, and so I've been working on that for a long time. I haven't really owned it in a while, but I'd like to get back to working on that as well, which is a part of my pagan study on its own. And then I have several other ideas for things I could study, which includes my tarot cards and my rune stones, which I've already done a basic study on my rune stones, and I plan on finishing the basic study of the tarot cards just to kind of get that done, because I plan on doing something more in-depth as a part of my pagan study, which I will probably have notes down in either my Book of Shadows or this study book itself, which my Book of Shadows is a whole separate book from this one here. It's a whole separate one. I can grab it, because I got my Book of Shadows here, and then I got my studies book. Both Master Lecture notebooks, which are lovely. I love them to death, with the little dot grid in there. I love it. Anyways, as you can see, I've kind of started doing everything in a bullet journal fashion. Jesus, I can't speak today. And then I've also got this book, which I read a long time ago myself. It turns out that I am an emotional intuitive with, let's see, where's the little list? Let's see. Turns out I'm an emotional intuitive with both mental and physical intuitive right behind it. Just kind of, because it has like a little score thing that you like, and it's like a little quiz, and it's like, hey, this is kind of what your intuitive is like. And I kind of like it, so that's kind of what that looks like. So, but it's really interesting to find that out, because it kind of, it makes a lot of sense of things that I didn't really think about before. And then I've also got this book down here. Let me grab it right quick. It's the Everything Defining the Future book. It's got some interesting things in here. I'm thinking of reading through that as part of my study as well, because I do like this kind of stuff. I think divination is one of my favorite things to work with so far. And then of course I'm going to have to go through a lot of introspection and work with myself while I'm doing all this. So this is kind of like something important to me. So with all that said, that's kind of the basis of my study, which is gonna be like, I don't know how long it's gonna last. I'm thinking like 2 years worth at least. Maybe 1 if I can get it all down, but I'm a very slow person, so maybe 2 years. And then I did have a different idea, because I plan on moving to Oregon in the next year or two. I decided that I'm going to save actually going to college for when I move to Oregon and after I've lived there for a year, because then that way I don't have to pay out-of-state tuition. That'll be annoying, but that way I can have more time to work on my pagan studies, and as well as get more time to work on my Russian, which I'm going to have a lot of fun with. So that's a whole nother section on its own, but I absolutely adore the language, so that's going to be very fun for me. And I do believe that will be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and tomorrow, I believe, Wednesday. No, it'll definitely be Wednesday that I'll have another crochet knitting vlog up. I probably won't post another vlog until Friday after that. Maybe, depending on how things go. So, with all that said, that's all I have for today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Keep an eye out for my rune dice post, which I'll be posting up later sometime after this video. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.